What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of P Valley Season 1, Episode 6, Legacy, okay? Legacy, because let me tell you something. Down in the valley where the hoes get naked, let me tell you something. They get naked. Throw them bands, they gonna be taking them, okay? Listen, this my shit, alright? But this episode, it was cute. It was cute. It's coming around to something, okay? We only got 2 more episodes left. I am so mad that Stars be doing that shit. Like, y'all be giving these new shows like 8 episodes. Like, come on, you could have gave us 10 or whatever. And then next week, um, it's not even coming on next week, okay? It's coming back on August 30th. I said, okay, I guess. Give us a week break, whatever. You know, it is what it is. But I'm not going to be complaining. Um, let's just get into the episode. So, first of all, let's just go ahead and do Autumn, aka Haley, and Miss Mercedes. All right. So they good girlfriends at this point. Okay, it's only been a few days. It's only been probably a week or whatever. They good girlfriends now. And I said, how long this gonna last? All right, cause last week after Haley was the only one that came through and bailed Mercedes out. She let her in on her little plan and her little scheming that she doing, trying to take Montavious money or whatever. Don't tell her where the money coming from, but she's doing all these wire transfers or whatever. And she was like, we need some IDs. And Mercedes was like, I got the hookup on that. I can get mine to do to get some IDs or whatever. She was like, how many we need? 10. I said 10. Damn. What you doing? Okay, girl, they 10 different people, 10 different styles each and every time, and they hitting up every telex company, to get this money in. All right. I said, you know what? What took me back was when Mercedes pulled up in that telex company and she was sucking on that peppermint stick inside that dill pickle. I said, bitch, that's the Chicago, Mississippi thing, okay? That really is. That's a southern ass shit, okay? Because my mama used to do that stuff or whatever, and she from the South too. Well, she was born there. She didn't grow up there. But them niggas did that shit, okay? I was like, and I just had me a dill pickle the other day. It was so delish. Anyway, I just had a flashback. But I was just like, that was cute. Now seeing them together, I said, how this gonna last? All right. It's gonna be something that's gonna, like, with Haley, I don't mostly, even though Mercedes came on the scene, and when Haley came on the scene, Mercedes was all hating or whatever. And I'm like, girl, this your last, you about to leave in a couple of weeks. Why are you acting like this? Okay. And then, now she turned over a new leaf. But I don't trust Haley. I trust Mercedes more than I trust Haley at this point, because we still don't know what Haley is up to. All right. She coming out with all these schemes and getting this money or whatever. And I'm still trying to figure out what is she up to. Now we know that at this point that the money is coming from Montavious. Okay. It has to be. He is involved some way, somehow. Okay. And so they go into these different companies and all this stuff, different telex locations to get the money. I said, girl, you got all this goddamn money. You need to go ahead and get you another car, okay? She up here riding in that goddamn hoopty Moesha was riding in. Okay, bitch. She could have had a Saturn, all right? You could have had a fucking Saturn, okay? You could have had a little Maxim. They always get a Maxim up in this bitch. You could have had a little Mazda, whatever, but you got this goddamn raggedy piece of rusted out shit. Girl, stop it, okay? And you going to get all this transfers and stuff or whatever. All right. So, they kicking it. They go out eating, and they talking about everything that's going on. Mercedes get her little cut or whatever. She was like, a few more days and we'll be all done with this or whatever. And they just chopping it up. Next thing you know, Andre come up into the little restaurant, and while they was talking, because at this point, Haley was like, girl, what's your locker combination, okay? Because if you really done at the bank, I need your locker combination so that we can get this whole thing going. She was like, girl, what, you finna stash money down at the bank? We ain't finna do no dumb shit like that. I said, girl, I wouldn't trust that. She was like, it was better than stashing it in somebody's church fund or whatever and getting that shit taken. I said, ooh, touche, girl, you ain't had to come for her like that, but you did, and at this point, here go Haley once again, like, what you need to do is get you an offshore account. I said, bitch, what you know about all these offshores? Where you come from? You sound very drug dealer girlfriend-ish, okay? You really like sounds from kingpin, sophisticated kingpin that didn't really grow up in the streets or whatever. They streets adjacent. That's what you sound like. That's what you really sound like, because you know some things, okay? Or you probably went to school, bitch, and I'm just sitting here like, damn, Haley, what is up? Because this the second time you didn't mention an offshore account, a LLC, this type of account. I said, girl, what's going on? And now they up there talking. Andre comes in, and Haley, of course, gotta be quiet. That he spots her, whatever. And Mercedes was like, oh, look at that. But it's a good thing that you cut his ass loose or whatever. That's what you need to do. And was like, they go and start chopping it up about this stuff, whatever. And then come to find out, Andre paid for her their dinner and everything. And I was like, oops, okay. So they get that whole shit going on. Meanwhile, Maine out here giving her the fake IDs when she was at Mercedes' house. We got Mercedes and Haley at the house or whatever. And, they was just chopping it up once again. And he was dropping off the two, because they needed 2 more extra IDs each. So it's 4 altogether. So at this point, they chopping it up. Maines drops the stuff off. Haley asked him why you ain't hit that. She was like, girl, don't nobody fuck nobody in their backyard. I don't do that type of shit. I said, why not? Why not? Maine could get it. Like, what? Maine, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how bird I am with these little dark-skinned niggas or whatever. Brown skin. You know I love y'all. Brown skin. Listen, I was thinking about that song. That song came on shuffle earlier today. And all I could think about was Britney Spears and her boyfriend dancing to it. You have got to find that video of Britney Spears dancing to India Arie's Brown Skin. The shit was hilarious. But go ahead, girlfriend. But anyway, moving on from that. They talking, and at this point Haley asked to go to the bathroom. She said, where your bathroom at? And so she was like, it's over here at this room to the left or whatever. And so at this point, Haley sees this other door, and she goes into the door, and it's the Terica's would have been her daughter's room, Terica. Okay, and so at this point, we can see that once again, Haley is having flashbacks. We don't see that she's having flashbacks, but we can feel the emotions that's coming up, because it's also a room for a girl. She had a baby girl, and she no longer has that baby girl. Her and Mercedes are technically in the same position, but different stages, different reasons, and different versions of it. Mercedes don't have her daughter, but her daughter technically is still here. Haley don't have her daughter because her daughter is no longer on this earth. That's what it is. And we don't know how she passed. She just know that she was looking for her in the flood or whatever, and she couldn't find her. And at this point, Mercedes pop up, and she was like, now I know you know how to take directions, and I know that you probably couldn't hear good, but you can see that this ain't the bedroom, the bathroom, okay? She was like, I know, but this is cute or whatever. She was like, but anyway, what you think about the room? She was like, this is a pretty color for a girl or whatever. She was like, you know what? It's kind of messed up now, because she don't even like purple, okay, no more. She like green, and they have a bonding moment, and get into the whole logistics of being motherhoods. And it was sad in a sense, because earlier in the episode we saw Mercedes looking at her daughter having a tennis lesson, and she was trying to talk to her, and she had to talk to her through the gate, and come to find out she was supposed to pick her up that weekend, but she couldn't get her that weekend because she was in jail and some stuff had went down. We remember all of that. And so at this point, she was like, I know some things fell through with the gym, but I'm gonna get that back together, and we gonna be cool or whatever. You gonna be back on the dance team. She was like, I don't want to be back on the team. She was like, wait a minute, you love dance? She was like, no, I just love being around you. Baby, when Terica said that, I said, oh my God, like, come on. It was too early in the episode to hit me in my heart like that. I said, oh my God, I know y'all not gonna play on my emotions. That was deep. That was deep. Okay, y'all had me feeling it right there. And then here come Shell's ass. Okay, I said, Michelle, girl. Anyway, Michelle, at this point in time, she was like, That was a hard scene because it was a bit of reality that was thrown at Mercedes about the fact that, you know, she has to do better. The reason why she's trying to do all this stuff is because she wants to get her daughter. And every time she's trying and trying and trying, it's always something that's coming in, messing up the plans, thwarting her and everything. You know, this time it was this time it was her mother. And of course, Shell had to, you know, let her know, I don't care what Cortez had to do with this. I burnt that nigga, cremated his ass up or whatever. That's my daughter right now. You ain't even acting like a mama. And if you want her, you gotta prove to me, and not just the court, but you gotta prove to me that you can take care of her and that you are fit enough to be a mother. You know how many times that she done went through here waiting on you, and then going to sleep crying because you didn't show up and stuff like that. I said, oh wow, you know, usually we hear that when it's coming to, you know, the daddies or whatever not showing up, not necessarily the mamas, but it happens too. And so, you know, that was some hard cold truth that Mercedes needed to hear, and that would probably be some motivation for her to get her shit truly together and to keep going with this scheme or whatever it is that Haley got going on, so that she can go ahead and get some money, because she said she gonna use that money as a down payment. And Haley told her, listen, you gonna use this 10K as a down payment on that gym, what you need to do is you need to get you an investor too. She was like, so they can get half of the profits and stuff like that. I think not. I said, baby, that'd be a smart thing to do. Listen to Haley at this point, because Haley seemed like she's smart with the money. Okay, moving on from that, you know, they had a little moment. Haley started crying or whatever, and you know, she was asking what about her daughter, what's her daughter name, and she told her daughter name was Terica. Haley's daughter name was actually Adams. I said, so you gonna use your daughter name as your script name? Haley, I don't know how I feel about that, but okay, you trying to keep her memory alive, you know, by twirling on that pole or whatever, but you do what you gotta do. Haley winds up getting the you know, um locker combination to her locker, and she had a moment with Keyshawn. She was like, how Mercedes gonna feel or whatever with you up in her locker? She was like, bitch, you know, the same way she gonna feel about you stealing her spotlight and taking her shine, taking her spot or whatever. And she was like, the only difference between me and Mercedes is that I share. Now earlier they was riding in the car, and Mercedes had opened up her glove department and saw that she had a little gun up in it. You know what I'm saying? And so Haley brought that same gun to the locker, and she showed her just in case Kershawn needed it, because baby Keyshawn in Mississippi, girl, she needed it because she rubbed her face. And early in the episode, we seen that bitch Mississippi still getting her ass beat. Okay, listen, this ain't gonna happen. Like, let me tell you something. First of all, Shannon Thornton. Okay, let me tell you something. You are fine as shit. I'm just gonna put this out here. First of all, the whole cast is fine as shit to me. I don't care. Okay, bitch, don't bring me down. Maybe y'all not shouldn't bring me down on the set, okay? Because bitch, I probably try to run through all of y'all. No, let me stop. I don't want to do that. I have respect. Okay, I ain't no hoe like that. You know, I don't fuck up people's relationships and shit like that. I ain't that type of bitch. You know what I'm saying? I admire from afar and be like, yeah, she fine as shit. Okay, you know, he cute or whatever. But you know, y'all will be cute together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing or whatever. But every time we finna move on to Mississippi. Okay? Every time Mississippi pop up on this goddamn show and her scenes, and she got a bruise on her, and she got a bruise this time, she got a bruise on her arm. Lil Murder done found out about it. She got a fucking bruise on her goddamn face. Girl, I said, what the fuck? You letting that white man put his hands on you, bitch, and you probably bringing in the brunt of the goddamn money. Okay, bitch, are you serious? Leave that hoe and let Diamond take care of, okay, because that's what's going on. But baby, after this episode, I'm a little scared for little Miss Mississippi. Okay, that crooked letter gonna be crooked in the bed somewhere with an IV up in her, okay? Because I don't know. I don't know. If her baby daddy is already beating her ass the way that he beating her ass in strategic spots where she can have the bruises or whatever, somewhat, you know, with either makeup or clothing, with all this fame and recognition that she's getting right about now, it's gonna be look a little dicey. Like, I'm a little scared about what he gonna do, because He looked like the type that, he don't want his woman to have more outshine him or whatever, or to be bringing home the money or feeling like he less of a man. That's what it feel like to him. Like he got little dick energy. That's what he's giving me. And I just don't like it. So, she meeting up with Lil Murda or whatever. He talking to her about what she saw the night before. She said, bitch, I don't know what you talking about. But what I did bring you here is because, they got my video on World Star. It got all these views or whatever. Look at my video on Instagram. It got all these views or whatever. And listen, on World Star, they said, read what it say. This is a stripper from Pink Valley, from the Pink, and dancing to this song Over Love by this up and coming rapper called Love. You gotta be motherfucking kidding me. I said, that's right, Lil Murda. That's you, bitch. That's your name up in the blog, bitch. Okay, that's what you better be. You know what I'm saying? So basically, she was just she doing more for him than his own manager is doing for him. You know what I'm saying? At this point, giving him pointers of how to get himself out there. Like, you need to get a social media presence. You got this going on, but you only got a couple of posts up. You don't tweet or nothing like that. Let me help you out, okay? Because she got a strong presence, so on social media. Why don't you let me use my influence and help you get to where you need to go? They out there taking pictures or whatever. She was like, niggas will gravitate to another dude that getting money or whatever and getting all the bitches, and then you got the bitches that like these niggas that's giving off that aura like he really got that shit on top. Okay, that's what we trying to do for you right here, right now. You need to get a little arm candy on you. Okay, so she doing that or whatever. Meanwhile, Lil Murda was in the studio. Mind you, he brought up his manager. She said, you talking about, oh boy, he don't do shit. What is he managing? He ain't managing nothing. Okay, so they go to the studio and she doing her little video. And did you notice the way that the manager was looking at her when she was doing her video? Like he was eyeing her down like he wanted her. Okay, and that's one. And even the strippers at the Pink, they was like, listen, one of them calls her a stupid ass hoe. Okay, she was like, girl, they was concerned about her, and mostly it's probably because of who her baby daddy is, and all this recognition that she was getting. Yeah, but back at the studio, the manager, he talking to Lil Murda, talking about some, it's a good thing this happened or whatever, because now we gotta weigh in, and then Lil Murda get a little testy. He was like, why you getting all testy or whatever? You always on go like you ready to fight somebody. I ain't Pico. Okay, we got DJ Never Scared back there talking about something. We need to go ahead and work up another hit. Okay, that's what we need to do. Keep it burning, keep the fires burning while we got it. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, he could have did it if he wasn't missing all his studio sessions, because we did see earlier why he missed one studio session for sure. But at this point, he doing all this, and they was like, where you been at? Where you been at? Because you told so-and-so, and he did text old boy that he was coming to the studio, but he didn't show up because he was with Uncle Clifford, okay? And so at this point, they was trying to figure out where he was. And so Keyshawn was just like, he was busy. He was with me, and then sat on his lap, and they started kissing and shit. I said, oh, baby, no. And what really got me going and really got me a little scared and on a, like, we got to watch out for the manager, because you saw the way that he was looking. He was looking like he was jealous because he want Keyshawn. Like, oh my God, either he want Keyshawn or he want Lil Murda. He want both of them or something, but I'm pretty sure it's Keyshawn. And I don't like the way that he was looking at that whole situation. Like, something about that, I'm going to keep my eye on him. I don't trust him. Meanwhile, speaking of Uncle Clifford, well, let's just get this little part with Big L. So remember Dusty, who had the little Oxycontin that they was holding up in the refrigerator for like a one-time thing to get some money for. He up in a hotel room doing his little thing with his drugs, and got two bitches up in there, titties out or whatever, packaging up the drugs or whatever. He bucket naked too, about to get his dick sucked and everything or whatever, and he probably high as hell because that lady did give him, some pills or whatever. Listen, first of all, I got a problem with people sharing stuff that been in each other's mouths or whatever. I got a problem with that. It's one thing to kiss and tongue kiss and all that stuff. That's funny how we won't share shit that be up in people's mouths, but we'll put we will put our tongue down a bitch throat, okay? Listen, it's nasty. It's nasty, but bitch, it's hot as hell. Anyway, let me tell you something. So, I always wanted to do something like that. You know, the way that she transferred that pill over there to him. I don't do drugs, but we can do a Tic Tac or Altoid like that, or a Skittle. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Have a little adventure up in this bitch. But anyway, so did he get it in? And next thing you know, somebody knocking at the door. Girl, it's Big L. He come to the door, bucket ass naked. I ain't need to see his dingling like that. Okay, that's not why I watch this show. I don't watch this show for the dicks. Okay, I watch this show for the ass and the tits. Okay, that is what I watch this show for. Okay, but you know, Big L came out there and they was out at this dusty ass motel at this ragged ass pool that ain't had no water in it but a whole bunch of trash. I would have been disgusted sitting right there, but okay. You know, they drinking and Big L just making him a proposition like, you know, the pank about to go down. So basically I need some more work. Okay, let me store your drugs, okay? Because I'm gonna do this with or without Clifford. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna make a deal. He was on that bitch like, let's make a deal, you know? And so that's what was going on. And speaking of Clifford, Uncle Clifford, you know, we get on this episode the legendary Miss Loretta Devine. Okay, Miss Loretta Devine is on this episode, and she is playing his uncle. Well, I should say her uncle. I mean her, not Uncle Clifford. Playing Uncle Clifford's grandmother, and she's blind, mostly probably due to health problems. I think it's probably diabetes or whatever, because she did say if I keep my sugar in check, I keep my feet. And we see Clifford up in the bed, you know, just sitting there thinking about the foreclosure. Baby, I done had me times and nights when I'm thinking about some debts and some shit that's going on that you just have to sit there and just ponder over, like, god damn, how did I get myself in this situation? How the fuck I'm gonna get myself out of it? That's how Uncle Clifford was laying there. And you know, next thing you know, you hear some Bobby Womack playing, okay? And you know, Miss Loretta, she down there dancing or whatever. And so Clifford comes down there. They had this conversation and come to find out, the Pank used to be like a little juke joint that her grandmother, you know, owned. And one thing that I do like kiss with the pronouns and stuff or whatever, I do appreciate the fact that Dusty and Big L were calling Uncle Clifford her. I was like, okay, cool, they got respect. But anyway, you know, so she had the club first, and she did some messed up dealings and was signing stuff away, getting all these loans or whatever. And so Uncle Clifford took the club over, thinking that turning it into a strip club would help get some of the debt off of it or whatever. And that didn't help, you know, and they still got debt that she is currently trying to pay for, you know, that keeps coming in. And that's what's going on with that. Girl, when Uncle Clifford told Miss Loretta to get down on her knees to her God and pray or whatever, she said, why I can't suck? God don't want me to suck his dick. I ain't got no. I still got my teeth. I said, wait a minute. So vulgar. No, we're not about to do this. And of course, Uncle Clifford is still getting text messages from Lil Murda talking about some, you know, when you gonna let me take you out and all this stuff. And he was cheesing and everything. And even though the grandmother could not see him, she can sense and know that, yeah, you got a little boo thing when you gonna bring him to the house or whatever. And so that's what he did. That's what she did. Let me get these pronouns right. That's what she did. She brought him to the house, and you know, they having a good time. She talking to him about, you know, Ann Peoples being down at the club or whatever, where she got her start, and talking about how, you know, she confronted Ike Turner, telling him not to put his hands on Tina no more. You know, just talking all this stuff, whatever. And that's when Lil Murda get that text saying that, you know, it was a studio session happening. He said that he was gonna slide through, and at this point he really didn't. But earlier than that, before this little date happened, Lil Murda, not Lil Murda, but Uncle Clifford was getting her nails done at the salon, and that's where she ran into Miss Eloise. Miss Eloise is the little secretary to the mayor. Okay. And so at this point, getting all the tea from her, we find out that Miss Eloise used to work at the Pink too. And like, according to Uncle Clifford, she was the first hoe she graduated from. You know, she graduated, got up out the Pink, you know, and she basically wants Eloise to have some respect enough for her to give her some information, whether it's some, like she said, give her some tea. Okay, whether it's hot, cold, medium, or whatever, give me whatever you can on this whole thing so we can still keep the pink open and keep getting these girls up out this club or whatever without it shutting it down. And so, the way that she spoke to her, she wound up doing it because she wound up telling her some stuff about the paint, coming down to the paint and having this little private conversation with her about how they doing some dirty dealing. It's the way that they doing this voting type of shit. They don't need a board to vote on it. They can just go ahead and put the casino up or whatever. And if the only way that the casino won't be able to come up if they get a vote from the actual people, like the people around, the regular everyday people, to stop the shit. And like Uncle Clifford said, these niggas don't vote. Okay, so she trying to figure that stuff out. She got a little bit of tea from that. Eloise kind of upset. That's why she was spilling the tea, because the man be treating her like shit. Okay, so hey, let me help this girl out. At this point, I forget what she said, but she said something about somehow to help keep the pink going and getting somebody to invest. Next thing we know, we see Uncle Clifford down there at the jail, bailing out Miss Patrice. I said, I would have let that bitch rot up in there. Girl, Miss Patrice had the nerve to have a goddamn attitude like, bitch, you been up in there for 9 days, okay? It's why you got an attitude at this point. She got you out. I don't care if you don't like her or whatever, but you already know that shit came with a favor, okay? And she put up the paint to get her out. And she said, bitch, you better not be no flight risk. So at this point, Uncle Clifford about to use Patrice and whatever it is that she got, because she want to get this church, use that money or whatever to help put down, I bet you, to help put down on the pink, okay? She about to use her because she said, this is what I'm finna use as a favor, okay? That's what you're gonna do. You owe me this, okay? And Miss Patrice shut her ass up and she walked the fuck out of there with Uncle Clifford, you know what I'm saying? And so at this point, oh, what else was going on in this episode? Speaking of the paint and, the casino or whatever, we see Andre. Andre down there with the Cow brothers trying to get them to sign off on the land or whatever. And of course, Corbin don't want to. They playing with the old Confederate guns, talking about an old Confederate battle that happened and all this stuff. And Corbin, he was about to sign. They wanted him to sign. Next, did you notice when one of the brothers was sitting there drinking that whiskey and he told Corbin to get up and give him a refill? Mind you, the whiskey was literally right there. All he had to do was get up and not even walk an inch. He just had to turn around and pour himself a drink. I said, see, I don't like that shit. And I already knew where this was going right then and there. Okay. Corbin said no, he's not signing. So next thing you know, the other brother getting a gun, trying to put it up in his face, threatening him to sign it, which he eventually did. But the other brother said he was, because Corbin was trying to be like, let's keep it in our family. I'm trying to do this for legacy. How did you expect us to keep on going? How did you expect all this got here? It was passed down from family to family, from generation to generation. I'm trying to keep this going. And the other brother that told him to refill his glass was like, fuck that. I don't give a damn about daddy. I don't give a damn about none of this shit. He was like, I would have killed daddy if he didn't die, because, for what he did to his real family. I said, oh, so you mad about the fact that daddy stepped off with a black woman and had a black child, because you's a racist. Oh, okay. And then the other brother shares the other thing too. He was like, because Andre was like, you talking about this battle that happened or whatever in the Confederacy, but the Union still won. And he was like, the Civil War, I don't even think that it really truly happened. It's happening now. Or some shit like that. Basically trying to make it seem like it still needs to go on. I said, oh, so we some racists up in here. Now, I knew it was racism when he told him to go ahead and pick that cotton in that cotton field when he was out there, not trying to make it seem like everybody else just picked the cotton or whatever. But girl, please. I said, I knew what you was trying to get at. But Corbin went on ahead and signed or whatever. And then we see that Andre is talking to the white man that was in charge of this Paradise thing. Oh yeah, we found out that they doing trying to put up like waterfronts or whatever, talking about some Casey plantations and stuff like that. I said, what type of racism shit is this? Can y'all not, y'all white people just love fucking plantations and shit? Y'all love the past. Can we go to the future and the present? Damn. But anyway, he was saying that, Corbin wants to, he lied and said that Corbin didn't do sign it and that maybe they should lease it. And at first, old boy was gonna say, well, it's over, it's done with. But then he told him to go ahead and get it done, or this deal and his commission is off the table. So at this point, he got to deal with that. He talking to his wife, and she trying to talk about her day, trying to see what's going on with him and trying to get all up into the motion and be like, you can tell that she don't know. He don't love her. He don't love her. He don't. And I'm trying to understand. I want to know the backstory about that. Why did he get married to her? Because if he did love her at one point, he's not in love with her anymore. He probably has love for her, but he's not in love with her. Just by the way he cut her off and didn't even care about what she was saying. He's more focused on pleasing his goddaddy than he is about his wife and being home with her or whatever. And then later we saw that, he had got a phone call from Haley. She was on the mountains where they had their little date at. And she was basically saying that, she wanted to say goodbye because she was about to leave. And I said, you about to leave, girl? Where you about to go? Where you about to go, girlfriend? And he was like, I want to come down and see you. And she said, no, I think it's better that I just be a distant memory, and that's it. Now, when she hang up the phone, she on the phone crying or whatever. He laying in the bed, conflicted, looking at his side of the pillow. I said, man, you ain't even get to hit that yet, and you are sprung. Damn, you literally jeopardizing your relationship with your wife over this bitch, a stripper bitch, a scamming ass stripper bitch that we don't know shit about, okay? And that makes me wonder, Mr. Andre, how many more Haleys has it been, okay? How many more Haleys has it been? At the end of the episode, though, I don't, listen, if I miss some stuff, put it down in the comments, but at the end of the episode, because I hear my neighbors trying to turn the music up, and that's why I'm trying to hurry up, because I don't want it to come through and have to redo this again. But at the end of the episode, we see Maine. Maine said when he was gonna come to Mercedes' last dance that he was just gonna have a little fat boy put his ankle monitor on and nurse it while he gone. I did not think that it was gonna be an actual fat boy. It really was a fat dude that was out there eating a burger or something. I said they would have his fat ass out there eating a sandwich. I said, we don't all just do that shit. I said, nigga, put that sandwich down. You embarrassing us, okay? Stop it. We don't always be sitting around eating this shit. God damn. Okay, he told him to bring your ass over here. Come on, fat boy. Let's go ahead and put this ankle monitor on. He was like, this is the last time I'm gonna do this. He said, boy, shut up. You fed, right? You good, right? Shut up. And so, when he leaves or whatever, he notices that there's this flyer up for this missing person. And who's on the flyer? Haley. I said, oh shit. And the plot thickens. And that's how the episode ended, y'all. You guys tell me how you like this episode. And I will see you guys later. Go on one of their, I saw it on Tyler Lepley's who played Diamond on his if you follow him on Twitter, he did post the link to this event that they're gonna do advanced screening of episode 7. So if you sign up for it, RSVP for it, and then it's gonna be like this conversation with the creator and some of the cast members or whatever. Afterwards, you can get an advanced screening of episode 7. I think it's gonna happen this coming Thursday. So that you won't have to wait till August 30th to see it, but that's just a hint right there. That's just a little, okay, I'm looking out for you girls, because Ashton already RSVP. But anyway, you guys tell me how you feel, and I will see you guys later. All right, peace.